Hey guys, Ginger here. Welcome back to my channel. I am in like a slightly different angle because I'm on my knees. For some reason I didn't want a chair today, so I am hopefully not going to get tired filming this. But today I'm bringing you guys a These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months video, inspired by the lovely Becca from Becca and the Books, because I'm having a very hard time unhauling books, even though I have so many I want to read. So I decided to do this video to kind of like get me thinking about reading some books that are definitely at the back of my TBR, or I have to unhaul them this time next year. So without further ado, let's get into talking about the books. I was going to do 12 for 12 months, but I only have 10 here because I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the books on my shelves I'm actually very excited to get to, and I have a system where if a book is lower than 2 stars, I definitely get rid of it, and if it's a 3-star book, I decide if it was a 3-star that impacted me some way or not, and then I unhaul them anyway. So there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to unhaul these until I've read them, but another part of me was like, you really need to get rid of some books so you can make room for the ones you're more excited for. So that's what the stack is for. And so there are 10 books. Most of them are actually fantasy, which is weird because I'm in a very fantasy mood, but I'll try to explain the reasoning why I'm thinking about unhauling them when I show you the books, but hopefully we can get to them sometime this year so I don't have to just unhaul them. So the first 3 actually are ones that I originally picked for this list, but then I decided to do a reading vlog type of video surrounding them. So in the event that I don't do that video, these are still on this category list, whatever, because this video idea, which I'm filming finally, is kind of what prompted me to do the vlog idea. Anyway, this is just a lot of me rambling, but these are 3 YA fantasy series that I have not started yet that have been on my shelves for a while, and I'm very quickly losing interest. So the first one is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This has been on my shelf the longest for a YA fantasy, and I've heard it's really bad. So that's kind of why it's on this, and I'm kind of giving myself like this last chance to read it before I unhaul it, because I've had this for a very, very long time and I've yet to read it. Then we have The Winner's Curse by Marie Rutowski, and this one just doesn't seem like it's going to be the type of fantasy I'm looking for right now. Fantasy taste is changing very quickly as I'm reading better fantasy novels, and this one just kind of feels like a YA fantasy novel that I'm probably not going to enjoy, so that's why I am going to try to make myself read this now or else unhaul it, because there are plenty of other YA fantasies that I am more excited about. And then the other one on this list is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, and this is mostly because I've heard it's like a YA Game of Thrones, and I'd rather just read Game of Thrones, honestly. I am definitely more of an adult fantasy reader now, although I still like my YA fantasies. It just, they have to do something for me to enjoy them, and I'm just afraid this is just going to be kind of cheap because I really want to read Game of Thrones anyway, and if this is just that type of book, I don't know if it's really gonna be worth it, so that's why it's also on this list. Next we have an adult fantasy, and this one's on the list because I mostly picked it up because it was only like $1 at the thrift store, and it was a big chunky adult fantasy, and I just grabbed it, but it's not really at the top of my list for wanting to read, and I looked at the reviews on Goodreads, and they're not the best, they're not the worst, so I'm just kind of on the fence about this and whether or not I actually want to get to it. And that is Theft of Swords by Michael Sullivan, and this is like about 2 men that are kind of rebelling against a kingdom, and it sounds interesting, but it is a very chunky book. I think it is about 600 pages. It looks way bigger than that, but it's about 600 pages, and it sounds good, but it doesn't sound as good as some of my others on my shelves, like Red Sister, The Black Prism, and The Way of Kings. Those all seem much more interesting to me, and this one's just kind of like okay. So I would really like to read it this year, so I know if I want it or want to continue with the series or not, but I don't know if that's going to happen, and so I'm making this video so that if I don't read it this year, I have to unhaul it, which I'm realizing now I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, and it's making me sad because I still am excited for some of these books, but I have to draw a limit somewhere, or else I'm just gonna keep having books and never reading them. Next we're gonna get on to some contemporary that are on my shelves, and one of them I have not had as long, and the other one has been on here for a while now. So the first one I have here is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. It took me 4 years to read I'll Give You the Sun. 4 years, because I was just not interested, and I grabbed it because everyone loves it. I only gave it about a 3.5 out of 5 stars, so like not the best, and then I picked this one up at the thrift store because, again, the name, the title, and I just don't know if it's even worth it for me because I didn't really give praise to I'll Give You the Sun as other people have, so I don't even know if I'm going to like this one or not. Let me know in the comments below if I should even give this one a try or just unhaul it, because although I am moderately interested in the content of this one, I wasn't impressed by her other work, and so I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy it or if it's worth me reading it or if I should just unhaul it. So the next one we have here is We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach, again a thrift store find, and I picked this one up because it says it's akin to The Stand, which is one of my all-time favorite books, but a YA version and more of this generation's The Stand, it says. So I'm pretty sure it's like kind of apocalyptic, and it's like these children, teens, dealing with the end of the world, and it sounds very intriguing to me, but it has been on the bottom of my shelf for a couple years now, and I just haven't been gravitating towards picking it up, just because, for one, lately, I have not been in a reading mood. For two, I have plenty of other ones that I'm more excited about, and so this one just hasn't been top priority. And so since I have had this for a bit now, I figure if I don't get to it soon, it should probably just go off my shelves. Even though I'm excited for it, it's just not top priority. So then we have 2 thrillers, which this was hard because I am kind of picky with thrillers. If I don't think I'm going to like it, I usually don't pick it up, simply because there are a lot of bad thrillers, and I only want to gravitate towards the ones I think I'm going to enjoy. So it was hard for me to truly pick out thrillers I wasn't excited for, but I did pick 2, and so we have first here What You Hide by Natalie Richards. This one I picked up, again, at the thrift store. I'm really good for that, and I really don't know much about it, and I have seen on Goodreads that it's not like the best thriller, so because of that, if I don't get to it this year, I'm going to probably just unhaul it because it might not even be worth my time. It did sound very interesting. It's about a woman staying hidden because she is at risk of being murdered or something like that, and so it does sound really good, but it isn't like a big author. It's one that I found that's probably not very popular, and so I'm really unsure if I'm even going to like it, and so that's why it's on this list. Then we have In the Woods by Tana French, and now I'm like regretting putting this on here, but again, this is one that I'm not gravitating towards, and it's kind of like the one that I'm least excited to get to on my thriller shelf, but I've also heard that's really, really good, so I'm on the fence, and I think I just need to pick it up and read it as soon as possible so I don't have to unhaul it. But because I know myself, I had to put books on this list that I need to unhaul if I don't read them this year, and so that's why this one's on here. With this one, again, let me know if it's worth it and if I should pick it up sooner rather than later, because as I'm filming this, I'm kind of like feeling bad that I even put it on this list. And then the last 2 are probably ones that are the most controversial that I'm not sure if I even want to read, so I guess I'm just gonna say them. The first one is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This one is definitely one that I've had on my shelves since I pretty much started my booktube and book blogging stuff. So 5 years now, maybe? And I haven't picked it up yet. It's not necessarily that I'm intimidated by it, but I've heard mixed things, and it's a very romance-heavy fantasy, I believe. And so I'm just really not sure if it's worth it. So I'd really like your input on that. But I have it on this list because I need to either read it or get rid of it. That's all there is to it. So let me know if it is worth it or if I should just go ahead and unhaul it. I'm just very on the fence about this one, so I'd need your help. And then the last one is Storm Dancer by J. Kristoff. Now, I know everyone loves J. Kristoff's Nevernight series. I am planning to read that. But I started to read this one and I was not connecting with it. I got this far. I don't know if you can see that, and I really wasn't enjoying it. So I put it down and I haven't picked it back up in months. So I'm making a priority to read this ASAP or get it off my shelves, because if I can't connect to the book, I just can't. So I need to either give it another try or get rid of it. So there we have it, folks. There are 10 books that I am planning to unhaul in the next 12 months if I do not read them. So I guess I need to read them or just decide to unhaul them. I think that this is a really cool concept if you are on the fence for unhauling books, because it kind of gives you a deadline and pushes you to read them or unhaul them, because if you don't read them by the time you get to the end of 12 months, it must mean you really don't even care. So I like this challenge. I'm glad I did it, and hopefully it pushes me to read any of these books or just get rid of them, because like I said, I definitely need space on my shelves for new books. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if any of these books are ones you think I should get to ASAP, or if you recommend that I just unhaul them and not even wait for 12 months to be over, because I am very stuck on what to start with, what's worth it, and what I should do. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. So yeah, bye!